Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I am your host, Kianna Jit, and today we are going to be talking about the double edged sword that lives inside of our throat, and that is our voice, y'all. I am actually really excited about today's episode because I'm going to talk a little bit about manifestation. I'm going to talk about the good that comes with our voice, but I'm also going to be talking about the negativity and the bad, quote unquote, the bad side that comes with our voice and the power of our voice because y'all, I be hearing I do it too, but I be hearing so many people talking so negatively about themselves, just spewing literal hate from their own mouth about themselves. And they are not realizing how bad it's literally destroying them. Okay. So I'm like, no, we need to cut the shit. Cut the shit. Cut the cameras. Like, nah, we need to fix this because I'll be damned if I let my girls, you guys, be talking so negatively about yourselves and just putting damn near spell work on yourselves from your own voice because you're wondering why your manifestations aren't coming true. You're wondering why you're always down bad. Well, honey, look at the way you're talking about yourself. That's going to be your very first clue. Okay. So we are going to be talking about all of that today. I'm really excited for today's episode. But before we even get into today's episode, I want to let y'all know this is a little bit of a warning. I need you to check your egos out the door. This episode is going to be a lot about awareness, a lot about realizing that it is yourself that is damaging you and it's nobody else. And we got to take a little bit of ownership today. So if you cannot, okay, if you cannot take any ownership within yourself, if you cannot take any accountability, I'm sorry, but this is not the podcast for you. We take accountability up in here. We realize that we might be the problem and we're trying to actively fix that. So if you cannot do that, if you cannot handle that, if you cannot say that, hey, maybe I'm the issue, maybe I'm the problem, maybe I need to fix myself, maybe I need to work on myself, I don't know, maybe you need to go find a drama podcast because this ain't the podcast for you. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out there before we even got in today's episode. Also, I'm so sorry if my voice is sounding a little crazy. I went to a concert honestly, it's been like damn near over a week ago, and my voice just keeps going in and out. It's because I'm not letting my voice rest. If you couldn't tell, I love to talk. Maybe that's why I have a podcast. But so if my voice sounds a little wild, please just ignore it. Okay. So get your pens and papers out. We're going to school. Number one. I like to tell people and I like to say, and I am a master manifester. I can pretty much speak almost anything into existence. Just one example, like second week of June, I was walking on the trail behind my husband's new store location with my friends, and I literally said, Shavine is going to get a space there for the record store very soon. Had nothing in the works. No, we had no communication. We didn't even know if there was a spot open. Literally less than a month later, contract was signed and he was in there. I am a master manifester. And the thing is, you are a master manifester as well. We need to pay attention to our voice because our voice tells us everything. Our voice controls everything. Our voice is very important. I manifested having a tiny little dog, a tiny little girl dog, baby girl. Guess who got a tiny baby girl dog? But I will say we have to also be careful with what we are manifesting. Be careful with what you're manifesting because it might not come to you the way that you are expecting it to come to you. How many times have I heard, oh, I manifested $20,000 check, but then a week later you get into a car accident and you get the $20,000 check. Okay. When I manifested my little girl baby, my baby girl Yorkie dog. How did I get my little girl baby Yorkie dog? My grandma passed away and I got her dog. Be careful with what you're manifesting because it might not come how you want it to come. That's why we have to be very specific when we are manifesting. Okay. If you want the $20,000 check, You have to say, I want the $20,000 check, but I do not want it to come to me by me losing anything or me being hurt or anybody around me being hurt or being ill or having to have a settlement check. I want it to just come to me easily. Nothing that I have to do, nothing the universe has to do. They just give it to me, okay? And you'll get your $20,000 check. So before we even get into today's episode, like really get into the nitty and gritty, I want to talk a little bit about that, about manifestation, you got to be a little bit more careful with what y'all are manifesting, okay? The manifesting of, I want a sugar daddy, and it's just, I want a sugar daddy. Okay, well, honey, don't be surprised when you get the sugar daddy and he is a nasty, slimy, gross, icky man who wants everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything for like $20, because that's technically the universe is like, hey, that's a sugar daddy. That you just said sugar daddy. You didn't give me any specifics. So be careful on what you're manifesting. Be very specific with what you are manifesting. Okay. So let's get in a little bit into how our voice is a double-edged sword. As powerful as our positive thoughts, as our manifestations, as our prayers, affirmations, mantras, all of that, that's all powerful, right? We're talking about how we can literally speak things into existence. We can get the $20,000 check. We can get the little girl Yorkie dog. We can get all of these things. That's amazing. I want you to think about how powerful you think negative thoughts could be. Because if positive thoughts could be so powerful, how powerful do you think negative thoughts can be? And let me tell you something, honey. They are very, 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 very powerful. If anything, I feel like negative thoughts are even more powerful because we repeat them so much more than we repeat prayers, we repeat affirmations and mantras, because we're doing it without even realizing it. We are negative without even realizing we are being negative. It's like programmed into our brain. So I need you guys to pay attention on what you are saying that is negative. If you are constantly saying, I'm so tired, babe, you're going to be so tired. If you are constantly saying, I'm so broke, you are going to be broke. I want you to realize, why are prayers, why are affirmations, why are mantras, all of that, why are they so repetitive? Why do we say, the Our Father 3 times in the morning? Why are we constantly saying that Our Father, the Hail Mary, all of those? Why do we constantly pray those prayers? Why are we constantly repeating affirmations? If you hear affirmations, you hear them say, okay, now repeat that 3 times. Do this 3 times. You're always hearing repeating. And it's because the more you repeat something, the more you tell yourself something, you will believe it. So again, with negative thoughts, we are constantly repeating them without realizing it. And you're doing it throughout the day. You're constantly repeating the negative thought throughout the day. And the more and more and more you tell yourself whatever negative thought you are saying, the more you believe it. Okay. The amazing thing about our voice and its power that we have is that we have control over it. There is nobody else that is controlling that power. The only one is you. But that can also cause an issue. A lot of the time, people don't want to realize that they're their biggest critic. They're their issue. They're their problem. No one is out to get you. You don't have witchcraft on you. You don't have anything on you. You are literally putting the witchcraft, you are putting the evil eye on yourself. You need to wake up and smell the roses, honey. You're the one that is doing all of this damage to you. And that's the beautiful thing. A lot of people don't realize that that is the beautiful thing, because you can control it. You can one day wake up, listen to this episode and be like, fuck it. I am not going to be negative anymore. I'm changing my mindset. I'm going to be positive and flip my whole life around. But the only person that has actual control over that isn't me. It's not your friend. It's not your man. It's you. You have the power. You have the control. You can't continue to blame everybody around you for why your life is falling apart. You have to take some ownership. You have to take some blame and realize you might be the problem. Realize that you might be the issue. Realize that your voice, the words that are coming out of your mouth, that's probably what's causing a lot of the negativity, a lot of the low vibrations in your life. It's you. honey. I love you with all my heart. That's why I got to tell you guys this. But it's you. You're the problem. And we can fix it, but we got to have some awareness. We got to have some accountability. We got to be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm the motherfucking issue. I'm the problem. I'm what's causing this in my life. I'm what's causing the blockages, the blocked blessings, the closed doors, the closed roads, everything. I need to wake up. I need to realize that I'm the issue and change my life. And that if you can seriously sit there and say, all right, I got to let's look in the mirror and realize that I'm the problem, then we can actually work on it. We can actually change it. We can change your whole life so quickly with the snap of our fingers just by one thing, and that is your voice. It's what you're saying to yourself every single day. It's how you're repeating things to yourself. It's how you're talking to others. Your voice is the most powerful thing that you have. Start to use it for your own good. The thing is, we're using our voice to tear us down. We're using our voice to literally tear us down. But you need to start to use your voice to build yourself up. I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to bring some science up into this episode because I think that is what's going to help a lot of you guys realize, okay, holy shit, wait, this is really actually affecting me every single day. My negative thoughts, my negative talking to myself is really actually affecting me, and that is through a little bit of science. So we're gonna go to science class, okay? Do you guys realize that our brains treat voice, spoken words, and thoughts completely differently? When you actually say something, your brain treats it like a real event. It treats it like something that actually happened. That is why you hear people who actually believe their lies, because they are actively saying it, and their brain thinks that it's a real thing, and they start to believe their own lies. So if you are saying all the time, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, literally out of your mouth, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, your brain is like, okay, that's real. That's a real event. That's the real thing that's happening. We're broke. We're broke. We're broke. And you start to have more blocked blessings. You believe you're broke. Your vibration lowers, everything, because you are believing the negative spoken word. Okay. That is why we need to change it. We need to move it over to something positive, because if you are constantly saying, I have so much good financial abundant opportunities coming my way all the time without me even having to think about it, they're just coming my way, and you're constantly saying it, constantly saying it, constantly saying it, guess what your brain is going to think? Well, we have a bunch of good financial opportunities coming our way, so we don't gotta fucking worry. And boom, bitch, you're gonna start having good financial opportunities coming your way. I guarantee it, because our brain treats it like a real event. The second that you speak it into existence, the second that it leaves your tongue, your brain is treating it like it's a real event. So be careful with what you are saying with your mouth, okay? With your tongue. Your tongue is very, very powerful. You wouldn't, as a spiritual worker, you would not believe the amount of people that I have done cleanses on, that their throat chakra is insane. Their throat in general is clogged up and it's dark as hell. And why is that something that I'm commonly saying? It's because we are constantly saying and thinking and being negative towards ourselves, not even just towards ourselves, but to everybody. If you're going to constantly say that, if you're going to constantly say negative things, you're going to constantly believe them. That's all that there is to believe. There's no positive thoughts. There's no positivity. There's no love. There's no light. It's just straight up negativity. What else is there to believe? What else is there to think? What else is there to talk about? Just the negativity. Another thing, our subconscious cannot tell the difference between the truth or a lie. So if you're constantly saying something to yourself, even if it's a fucking lie, even if it's, I'm a millionaire, and you ain't, and you just keep saying it to yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Eventually, your subconscious starts to think, I'm a millionaire, and starts to have different thoughts that a millionaire probably would have, and starts to be in a higher energy, and starts to do things that are more of a millionaire mindset. But if we do the opposite, I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. And you're not fucking poor. You have a house, you have running hot water, you have food in your cabinet, and you have food in your stomach, you have a car that drives. Because if you have all of that, you ain't poor. Okay? Stop saying you're poor if all your bills are paid, okay? Even if they're a little late, but if all your bills are paid, you got food in your stomach, you have food at your house, the lights are working, you have hot running water, and you maybe even have a car, you are not poor. Stop saying you're poor. You're not poor. Because the more you say it, the more you're going to believe you're poor. And then you're going to actually end up fucking poor. And then you're going to be boo-hoo crying saying that, oh my God, I have witchcraft and I have all this stuff on me. No, it's you put that on yourself, okay? Because again, our subconscious cannot tell the truth from a lie, okay? The other thing about our subconscious, it takes repeated words as literal instructions. It's like, okay, cool. Cool, cool. You keep saying I'm tired. Why do you think when I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, and then all of a sudden you start yawning and all of a sudden you're really fucking tired and you can't even keep your eyeballs open? It's because your subconscious was like, well, you told us we're tired. Okay, we're tired. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Now I'm starving because I keep saying I'm fucking hungry. Your subconscious continuously, the more you tell your subconscious something, the more you believe it, the more you say it, the more it's going to come true. Okay? This is another thing that I've learned recently, and I'm actually really excited to talk about it because it's something recent that I've come across, and it's called mirror neurons. Now, hold on. Okay. We believe what we are told. So let's look at influencers. An influencer tells you, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a baddie. I'm positive. I'm this. I'm that. Let's just look at your favorite influencer. What does she tell you about herself? What is she, she works out all the time. She does this. She does that. And that is how you perceive her in your mind because that is what you've been told. Look at Ash Trevino. Ash Trevino told everybody that she was a hot ass mess. She got up on that camera and showed y'all that she was a hot ass mess, told y'all she was a hot ass mess. And what did you start to believe about her? She was a hot ass mess. We believe what we are told and what we are shown. If you constantly tell or show people that you're poor or that you're broke or that you don't got no money or that you're upset or that you're fat or that you're ugly or that negative, just negative, 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 what do you think they're going to think about you? Even though all those things more than likely ain't true, because I know you're not poor. I know you're not broke. I know you're not ugly. I know you're not the fattest bitch alive. You're not. I know you're not. And you're constantly saying that. You're going to make people believe that about you. You're going to make people perceive that about you. We have the power to change how we are perceived by what we tell people and by what we tell ourselves. Okay? You have the power to change how people think about you. You have the power to change how you think about yourself. All by your voice, all by what is in your mind, what is in your throat, what is in your tongue. You can change it all. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the spiritual side. So we saw the scientific side, we saw the mirror neurons, we saw the subconscious, we saw the brain, all of that, why our voice is so important and why it's so powerful. But now on the spiritual side, I want to talk about vibrations. You heard me talk about it a little bit earlier in the episode, but every single word, every single sound has a vibration. Okay, it's either low vibrational or high vibrational. What type of vibration do you think comes off of the word poor or broke or ugly or hate or fat? What vibrations do you think come off of those words? And what about words like happy, grateful, rich, abundantful, successful, flow, beautiful, pretty, cute? All those words, what type of vibration comes off of those words? The more you say negative words, the lower your vibration goes. And we're going to tie in the law of attraction. The universe wants to work in your favor, okay? The universe does not want to conspire against you. The universe wants to work with you. It wants to work for you. It's literally sitting there like, use me, bitch. I want you to use me. Let me help you. Let me guide you. Let me do this. Let me do that. And you're literally being like, no, you're actually conspiring against me and I'm just going to be negative and get out of here. No, the more you say positive words, the more you listen to positive music, more sound baths, more positive, high vibrational sounds, the more you can bring in with the law of attraction. Okay? They go hand in hand. If you are literally sitting there saying all the time, I hate my life. I'm so fat. I'm so ugly. And I'm so broke. And then you're sitting there and blasting sad girl music and hateful music. And you're wondering why your manifestations aren't coming to you. I love you, but honey, you need to look in the mirror. If you change that up a little bit, change the words that are coming out of your mouth, play some more positive music, say some positive affirmations, I promise you the law of attraction will bring in every single thing that you are manifesting. Your voice is literally a spell. Literally, you have the power to make it positive or negative. It's all up to you. When you are speaking with intention, you are aligning both the science and the spiritual sense together. And that is how you can manifest. That is how you can bring in everything that you want. And that is how you can hone in your power of your voice, is with intention. When you are speaking carelessly or recklessly, you are not only harming yourself once, you are literally doing it twice. You're programming your brain to limitations, but then you're also lowering your vibration. So the next time you go to speak negatively about yourself, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how you are actively harming yourself, not once, but twice, every single time you speak negatively about yourself, because you ain't harming anybody else out there in the universe. You're only harming yourself. One of my biggest things I always used to say, that was harming the hell out of me, and that was literally not allowing my manifestations to come true. Because you guys heard me earlier in the episode, I'm a master manifester. I can manifest damn near anything. I've manifested confirmation about tea to come in, and honey, it came in. I can manifest damn near everything, but I can also manifest really bad shit. I can manifest my manifestations not coming true. I can manifest my business sinking. I can manifest anything. And as much as it's great and that's exciting and that's beautiful, but it can also be damaging. So I used to always say, before I really truly understood how powerful my voice was, I would always say, nothing works out for me. Well, why am I going to even try? Nothing ever works out for me. Nothing ever works out for me. That was something I've always said. And before I didn't even realize what I was doing was damaging it before it could even happen. Before I could even try to manifest anything good, I was immediately saying, nope, it's not going to work, because I don't believe it's going to work, because I'm constantly saying it, because I don't believe it. Okay. I had literally zero faith in anything, let alone my damn self. I literally didn't even have faith in myself. I had faith in no one. And I was literally making my blockages and my blocked blessings come into fruition with my own voice. And when I realized that, that's when I could really hone in on my manifestations and change them up and make them come up quick, because I was realizing I was manifesting my own downfall. I was literally speaking into existence my own downfall. And I was like, wait a minute. If I'm speaking into existence my own downfall, then that means I can also speak into my existence my rising, my manifestations coming in, everything that I want. I need you guys to realize that too, because it's not just me. You have the power. Your best friend has the power. We all have the power. But I'm going to teach you guys how I stopped being negative and how I was able to flip it and change it. Again, like I said in the beginning of the episode, this is going to take some ego checking at the door. Number one is awareness. You need to acknowledge. Okay. You need to acknowledge that you are your worst critic, and not just like, oh yeah, I'm my worst critic, I'm so hard on myself. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm talking about like when you're negative to yourself, when you're saying I'm so fucking ugly and I'm so fat, you're the one making it true. Nobody else is making it true besides you. You need to change it. You have the power to change it, but we need to have awareness first. So I need you to do that before anything. I need you to have a real, true, honest conversation with yourself. All right, bitch. It's us. It's just us that's making our lives harder. It's just us that's making us feel so shitty about ourselves. We can change it. We just got to have some awareness. Number two, you're going to have to catch yourself, because listen, it doesn't matter how long I've been doing this. I still have negative days. I literally had a negative day the other day and I was crashing the fuck out. I was literally crashing out driving and I had to catch myself because I was being negative. I was saying negative ass shit. I was crying. I was boohoo, all the stuff. Okay. And I had to stop myself and say, no, we're going to stop this. We're going to be positive. We're going to turn this around. The thing that I'm fearing so bad, I am actually going to manifest what I want. The opposite of the fear. And I'm going to just keep on saying it, keep on saying it. So the rest of the ride home, as much as I was crying and being so upset and saying all the negative stuff, I did the exact opposite. I repeated as many affirmations as I could, the exact opposite of what the fear was, and I changed it. Okay, so that was number 3. You need to replace. Okay. So whatever you are saying that is negative, I need you to literally replace that saying. So if I'm broke, then it's no, I'm abundant. Abundance flows to me in every single area of my life every single day until you believe it. Keep saying it until you believe it. You're going to feel real fucking stupid at first. You're going to feel real silly. You're going to feel real, I don't believe this shit. Why am I saying this? I look stupid. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Keep thinking that, but just keep saying it because eventually, I promise you, you will believe it. I started to change the quote unquote, nothing ever works out for me to everything is always working out for me. And continuously repeating it until I believe it. Okay. Number 4, I want you to remember intention. You guys hear me talk about intention. Intention is the most important thing. That is how we're going to use the power of our voice, is simply by our intention. Stop repeating what you fear and start repeating what you want. Okay. Listen to that again. Stop repeating what you fear. What is your biggest fear? What is the thing that you're scared of and that you keep saying that you're fat or that you're ugly or that you're broke or that you're never going to make it? Those are your fears, right? Stop repeating them. Repeat what you want. If you want to be skinny, I'm skinny. You want to be rich, I'm rich. You want to be successful, I'm successful. You have to start repeating everything that you want and not everything that you fear. I have a little affirmation that I want to give you guys today that I want you guys to start repeating into your daily routine. I want you to just start adding it, put it in your notes, put it in your phone, set a fucking alarm if you need to every 10, 20 minutes. Set an alarm. I need to repeat this affirmation, okay? So that way you can start with it slowly but surely, okay? My negative thoughts are the furthest thing from the truth. Very simple, very easy. My negative thoughts are the furthest thing from the truth. Say it every single day until you believe it. Put it on your mirror. Like I said, put it on your phone, put it in your wallet, put it in your car, wherever you got to put it that you see it every single day. My negative thoughts are the furthest thing from the truth. And then I wrote down some common everyday negative thoughts that I hear all the time from my clients and from you guys that I want to show you guys how I can change that negative thought into a positive thought so that way you can have a little bit more examples of what does that look like? How does that look? All of that stuff. Okay. So number 1, negative thought. My body doesn't look like hers, so I am not good enough. I hear that one all the time. I want you to change that too. My body is worthy of everything I want and more, just the way it is. I put that one into a 2. For the second one is my body doesn't make anyone not worthy or not good enough, just like nobody's body makes me not good enough. Okay, because I want you guys, when you are thinking these negative thoughts, especially when you're comparing yourself, would you agree if somebody said that about you? If somebody looked at you and said, well, she is so beautiful and I don't look anything like her, so I'm not beautiful. I know damn well you would not agree to that. You would be like, hell no, girl, what? You're beautiful the way you are. Just my beauty doesn't take away your beauty. And guess what? Her beauty does not take away your beauty. Stop comparing yourself. That is the biggest way that you can harm yourself and you can literally damage yourself is by constantly comparing yourself to others. Because how would you feel if somebody was comparing themselves to you? Think about that the next time you compare yourself to somebody else. The second one is I'm literally so broke, I have no money and I can't do anything fun. Versus my abundance is not defined in money, because that is something that I am currently learning right now. Abundance is not just money. Okay. Abundance is abundance in friends. It's your health. It's your family. It's your life. It's your job. It's everything. It's not just money. Okay. My life is abundantful in so many areas. I am grateful for, and list the things you are grateful for. It doesn't have to be physical things. It does not have to be a home. It doesn't have to be a car. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It can literally be my ability to get up and walk, my ability to speak, my ability to hear, my ability to see, my ability to hear my favorite song, my ability to breathe, the fact that my body does those things without me even trying, because there are people out there that do not have those things. Start to be grateful for everything. The more you are grateful for things, the easier your manifestations and your abundant mindset comes to be. Okay. And thank the universe for always working out for me. I want to leave you guys with a challenge, a little challenge for today's episode. I want you to make a little note on your phone, and I want you to, like I said, have that conversation with yourself. And what is the negative thought you always think? What is that? For me, it was the nothing always works out for me, or nothing is ever working out for me. So, what is it for you? Whatever it is, write it down. Now, for the rest of the week, I really want you to challenge yourself for two things. I want you to try to check yourself and replace it with whatever positive affirmation you can come up with that's the literal opposite of the negative thought. If you want, put it in fucking ChatGPT to make it a little easier for you, okay? And I want you to check yourself, but I want you to count how many times in a week do you say that negative thought to yourself. And I want you to count how many times do you check yourself, and be upfront and honest. You ain't sharing this with nobody. You don't have to share it with me. You don't have to share it with your friends or your family. Be for real. Be honest with yourself. Is it fucking 100 times in a week and you only checked yourself 5 times? That's okay. If that's the truth, that's the truth. But be honest with yourself, because the more you can see it on paper, the more you or see it on your phone, the more you can keep it in your brain and be like, all right, this is seriously something that I got to change. And as weeks go on, it gets easier and easier. And before you know it, you're going to have checked yourself every single time. And you're not even going to repeat that negative thought to yourself or that negative spoken word. Okay. I love you guys so much. I hope today's episode helped you guys. I hope to help you realize that you truly have the power in you. It's nobody else that has the power. You hold the power. And that is something that is so beautiful. Remember that your voice is so powerful. It's a double-edged sword, but it's very powerful. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys next week on the next episode of the Bestie Talk podcast. Bye.